All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. From 1978 to 2020, the NFL never expanded their regular season, as for more than 4 decades, they were content with 16 games. But after the NFL went to a 17 game schedule in 2021, could they soon be looking at an 18th game? Now, on a recent appearance on a Boston area radio show, New England Patriots team owner Robert Kraft talked about the league looking to go ahead and expand the regular season to 18 games while cutting down the preseason to just 2 games. And if Kraft is so public or so confident rather in publicly discussing this matter, then you better believe that it's only a matter of time before it happens. Because I'm sure if Kraft is saying this, a lot of the other team owners feel that same way. Now, like I've said before, there's no slowing down the cash cow that is the National Football League. The ownership room has changed over the years, and the current room of team owners, not to say that the guys before didn't want to make money, but these guys and gals now, they're not going to leave any stone unturned in order to get as much cash as possible. 18 regular season games with each team playing a game overseas each year is going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's more like when. I guarantee you that this is something that's going to come up during the next round of CBA talks between the players and the owners. And if the players initially reject an extra game, guess what? All that the owners are going to do is the same exact thing that they did when they wanted a 17th game. They're just going to throw a bag of money at them and be done with it. The NFL, say what you want. To me, I feel like, the powers that be, they continue to be the ultimate hypocrites because the team owners, they want to preach player safety, but deep down, they could care less about the players. And this is why, they're thrusting another potential regular season game at them. Now, an 18 game regular season would more than likely bring with it an additional bye week to get us to a 20-week regular season. And it would also fit into the NFL's plans to make the Super Bowl a national holiday. Remember, already you got a lot of people who want the day after the Super Bowl as a holiday. And if that were to be the case, if you extend the season a little bit more, all it's going to do is more than likely the Super Bowl would then fall on President's Day weekend. A lot of people are off on Monday. So if you're the NFL, that's a win-win. But on the other side of this thing, it's another blow to the preseason from the standpoint that, hey, that is a time for coaches that they use it to evaluate players. That's probably gone by the wayside because at the end of the day, team owners want stadiums as full as possible for each and every game. And of course, that's something that does not happen during the preseason. In recent years, especially since the NFL has gone to a 3 game preseason slate, we're seeing more teams opting for joint scrimmages because one less game means one less opportunity for you to go out there and evaluate talent in game like situations. Now, before 1978, okay, at that point the NFL went from 14 games to 16 games. There were 6 preseason games. Then when they expanded to 16 games in the regular season, it got cut down to 4. You got to ask yourself, how long before there's no preseason games at all, and all we're going to have is training camp? Think about it. It can happen. Okay. Now, would the NFL have to expand the rosters if they go to 18 games? I think they would. I think it's feasible to say that can happen. And you also ask yourself, does the National Football League really need to expand their regular season once again? I don't think so. Okay, but at the end of the day, what it comes down to is money. The networks are willing to throw as much money at the NFL as possible for their product. You've got Disney, who's behind ESPN and ABC. You got CBS, you got Fox, you've got NBC, and not to mention the streaming platforms, like your Amazons, like your Netflixes, and you have more of those streaming platforms that want to get involved as well, guess what? Money is coming from out of each avenue thrown at the NFL. So it's one of those where do they really need to expand it? No, but they're going to do it because of the money. And also remember, before the owners agreed to go to 17 games, they actually threw the notion of having 18 games out there then. But the happy median, if you will, that was agreed upon by the players and owners was one additional game. We've sat back, we've seen it now for 5 seasons, and the owners are like, you know what? We want more. This current CBA expires after the 2030 season, and I guarantee you, um, probably at some point next decade. Maybe there's a little bit of resistance first time around from the players. But at some point before the end of the next decade, I guarantee you there's going to be an 18 game schedule for the regular season in the NFL. It's one of those, again, money talks and everything else walks. And you got a room full of billionaires who are accustomed to getting their respective ways. And on top of that, they're not going to let any money slip through their grasp, you know, from their standpoint. And at the end of the day, like I said before, they're going to get it because all they're going to do is offer the players more money. That's what it comes down to. And just like the players agreed to 17 games, the players will agree to 18 games. It's not a matter of if, it's more like when. And that's just the nature of the beast in the financial aspect of the ever growing NFL. But, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank each and every one of you for checking out the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. And as always, if you like what you heard and saw on this podcast, you know what to do. Just hit that like button as well as subscribing to this channel. And like I always say, it's greatly appreciated. Also, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter. You can check me out anytime at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you give me that follow, it will be my pleasure to do the same in return. And that also goes for Instagram, where you can check me out at 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge. Also, if you're on Facebook, definitely check out the Sports Depot 365. And as far as I'm concerned, one of the better sports groups going on social media. But until next time, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I'm signing off, and I'm saying thanks once again for checking out the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. Be well, everybody.